Okay. Hi everyone, I'm going to react to Classroom of the Elite, Episode 7. Nothing is as dangerous as an ignorant friend. A wise enemy is to be preferred. Okay. Last episode. What happened last episode? The teacher was warning Suzune about who am I forgetting his name? Oh yeah. Ayanokoji. He was warning her about him, telling her to like look more into him and not to trust him and stuff like that. And then they also showed us a little bit of a flashback of Ayanokoji's childhood, a little bit, where there was this kid that was having these health issues and just collapsed on the floor, and he just looked at the kid and just like kept looking straight, like there was no emotion at all in him. And I believe that during my discussion of that particular episode, I was saying that, you know, there were these other kids also there and they weren't also doing anything. But as I was editing that reaction, I noticed that there were the kids that were there, some of them were troubled and looked at the kid and had expressive eyes and stuff. But I know people were just like, didn't care. So yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see how that's gonna play out. Oh, and also they saved Sakura from that pervert. Ugh. So that's what happened last episode. And before we get into this one, if you guys have a reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/Philomini. And now let's start this episode, and here we go.
Okay guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comment in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review.
Rien assez dangereux qu'un ignorant ami. Mieux vaudrait un sage ennemi. Jean de La Fontaine, fable. Who be that? Where's Suzune? Yeah, Suzune. Oh, he has a picture of her. She has a picture of her and the brother. Oh, yeah. He's like, nope. I wonder if Kushida is the one that was pushing him to invite her, since clearly Susune doesn't want to have anything to do with Kushida, and she knows it. We'll see. Step by step. I'm just noticing that all those quotes or whatever clearly are from books, and then they showed Ayanokoji sort of like in a library setting, looking at all these books, and then all those quotes are sort of like floating around the screen. I'm thinking, wait, did he read all those books? And I don't know, everything that he does, I'm not saying that it's based on those books. You know, when you read books, that makes you smarter. Whatever. Steaming? You steaming out there? It's raining. Where's the steam coming from? Okay. Oh, she's actually going? You're not dead, really? Okay.
なぜ落ちこぼれの D クラスに配属されているのかわからない人物。
Of course he would.
なのになぜ私はこんなところにいるのかしら。両絵に描いたような生徒。でも多分私は
True
彼
that.
女に嫌われている。
She does.
彼女の場合、嫌いな相手になぜ近づこうとするのかわからない。寝坊してプールの方から来たんですか？
Oh my gosh. So they're among the people that are trying to. Ah, yeah.
君たちもプール？
Ichinose is coming too. Okay.
あなたのその胸はいつから？いつって中学3年あたりかな。綾小路くんに誘われたからか。なんですか？最近綾小路くんの
Why?
そう
Ah.
D クラスに協力してくれたけどシーンは読めない。
I need to go back and pause on all the things that they're writing because what she says is less than what's actually written on screen. So I need to go back and pause and read each of those statements. Operation Commander. Really?
こちら HQ オペレーション青木衝動フェーズ2へ
Young Lost. Okay. Oh, that's nice. The way the water was sort of like flowing around.
あれ山内くんはいない。
あれどこ行ったんだろうな。大丈夫トイレか何かだよ。それよりさ早く遊ぼうぜ。
Sure, he went to the bathroom.
こっちの方が男子の人数多いし。じゃあ行くよ。そう。私見てくるね。
ちょ待てよ。今は行列とかどうでもいいだろう。集中しろよ。アビゴス2どうした？信じるでござる。自分自身とそしてお前を信じる仲間たちを。
What the frick?
よっしゃいや櫛田ちゃんが気にするようなことじゃ。
友達のことが心配じゃないの？
あれ白状のやつって思われてる？ただいま
山内くん。山内くんが戻ってきたので私はもうこれで。
腹が痛いトイレ行ってくる。邪魔だ。
OK ボス。
行くぞ。時間がない。アルゴス1撤退しろ。撤退だ。
Student could buy the rest to transfer to the class. That was way too quick. You got a leg cramp? That's your excuse?
須藤くんと池くんを連れ戻す。
諦めんなよ。俺が2人分働いてやんよ。もっと熱くなれよ。繰り返す。女もいる。
いられなかった。
てめえら勝手に入んなよ。
見苦しいですね。底辺同士の争いというものは。
何を騒いでいる？
これは生徒会長さん。腰が引けてるわよ。
運動は苦手なんだよ。
Right. That was so cool.
なぜ本気を隠すの？
向きになってるのか。少しくらい感情的な方が友達もできやすい。
そんなもの必要ないわ。
もし俺が出られなかった時は。諦めるなでござる。お主の帰りを待っている者がいる。希望を捨てるな。悪い弱気になってた。 HQ アルゴス4へ通達を。
Wait,
更衣
he's
室から
4?
注意を引きつけろ。
Oh my goodness.
堀北、協力してほしいことがある。
なんかやってるぞ。 D クラスの堀北とかいうやつが行ってみようぜ。
堀北、お前らをはめたやつの名前を教えろ。
What is she doing?
こうしちゃったの堀北さん。
俺もそう思う。
Right.
なんで私がこんな。
Like you don't know.
まずはじめに言っておくわ。私たちは1年の D クラス、そこの C クラス。この前はくだらないちょっかいを出してくれたわね。でも落ちこぼれの D でも A に上がれるはず。私たちは A クラスを目指す。
ありがとう堀北さん。
They're just extremely happy because her distraction helped with getting Argus 1 out of the... What are you thinking? He's probably thinking that Ayanokoji pushed her to do this.
本当にカメラ仕掛けてあったわ。
Oh, okay, so that's why she went.
プールに行かないか。盗撮しようと計画している。
はあ。
俺が無理に止めれば、あいつらは俺の知らないところで
その前に私が SD カードだけ抜き取れば盗撮は阻止できる。
まあ、そういうつもりだったが。プールは楽しめたか？
Nope.
どうせ夏休み中
楽しむために来たわけじゃないもの。
か。閉園まで時間があるな。悪い悪い。
串田さん、遊んでるわけじゃ。
俺も堀北と遊ぶぞ。
Does he have a smile on his face? It seems like he had a smile on his face. Or did I know? Oh, don't do that.
メール？
A photo? Oh.
一人の方が気楽ね。
Yeah, but you don't want to. You internally do not want to. Oh, it's over. Okay. And aside from a few things in this episode, I don't particularly care about this episode. Like, I don't. Especially having come from the previous episode where Sakura was almost assaulted, and then you go into this episode and you have these boys wanting to peep into the girls. Like, I don't know, it's just, I don't like it. And I've been saying this I don't like the focus on the girls' boobs, butts, midriffs, like their sexuality. I don't like the focus on it. And this, at least in the previous episode, it shows up here and there, you know. But in this particular episode, it was like all in my face. Like all in my face. So when they started this episode, Suzune was on the bed. At first you saw her, you know, sort of far away a little bit, and then when they zoomed in on her, it was on her midriff. I didn't like that. And then when they go to the locker room, it's like all boobs. And it's like at one point there was one girl that was putting on her underwear, and then the cameras like went from like below and up. I'm like, why? At one point they were in the pool, or no, when they were playing volleyball. One of the girl fell, and then the camera started from showing her. I don't like that kind of stuff. I don't. And then during this whole episode, it's like they're showing the boys and doing their thing and making it seem like it's some kind of Mission Impossible kind of thing, and I'm like, I'm just looking at them and just rolling my eyes like, why? I know there are going to be some people out there that are going to love this episode. I don't. I do not. The only part that I love about it was Suzune and like the last few scenes, few minutes of the episode where Ayanokoji talked to her into giving the speech. And that speech clearly was so that everyone can focus on her and then that dude can get out of the bathroom. But from that moment on, I loved their scenes together. And when he was asking her if she enjoyed the pool, and she's like no, and then he pushed her into the pool, and then she pulled him into the pool, and it's like there started to be some kind of them playing in the pool. That was cute. Even Sakura also tried to join in, like splashing water on Ayanokoji, but then when Ayanokoji turned around, she's just like under the water. I'm like, girl, why are you doing that? But that was fun. That was cute. I wish the episode, it's supposed to be some kind of summer vacation episode, right? I wish the episode was mostly focused on that, them just enjoying, their summer vacation, But it turned into this thing that I'm like, ugh. And I've been saying this also. I said that Suzune is someone that looks that outwardly feels cold, but inwardly is warm. Outwardly, she says she doesn't want to have friends, but inwardly, she actually does want to have friends. And I feel like Ayanokoji knows that about her, and that's why he creates these situations where she gets to sort of like interact with the students more, like he wants her to have more fun also. Like they were done with all these things. Like he lured her there by telling her about what the boys were trying to do, and they actually included Ayanokoji in there. And Ayanokoji, he could have been like, no, I don't want to, but then they would have went behind his back and done it. But he's like, you know what, let me just be in there and sort of like sabotage them along the way or something or other along those lines. And he used that to sort of like lure Suzune into going with them. And like he said, they were done with the day, right? But then the pool was still open, and she said that she wasn't there to have fun or whatever. And that's when he pushed her into the pool, that she can have a little bit of fun, And even the others, like the boys, were like jumped, especially the boys, they jumped into the water and then they're like, I want to have fun with Horikita. So it's like he's creating these situations where she gets to interact with them more, and they get to appreciate her more as well, thereby creating he's forcing her to create these friendship kind of relationships with her classmates. And even at the end there, when she was on the bed and she received the photo of her and the others, and then she's like, it's easier to be alone, but then she still had a smile on his face, meaning that she was happy about it, So that's what I'm saying. Yes, she's always been alone, and she may actually prefer to be alone, but nobody wants to be alone. You may prefer it at some point, but we are creatures of connections. I guess we want connections with other people, So the fact that Ayanokoji creates those kind of opportunities for her, I love that. So that's the only part of this episode that I loved. Everything else was just getting on my nerves. Also, I'm wondering, yes, Ayanokoji is helping her do all these things, but is there some kind of ulterior motive also behind it? Because we don't really know a whole lot about him, Yes, he said he was going to help Suzune get to Class A, and him getting her to be friends with the students, probably part of getting her to Class A. But it's like, are you also doing it for some other kind of purpose, And I also loved when she was going through like each person that shows up, and they was writing things on the screen that were way too much that I couldn't read. I was just focused on what she was saying. And then he was started talking about like the first couple. I don't remember their names. Like one, like there's sort of like two girl cliques, groups, whatever, in their class. Uh, Kushida is like the leader of one, and this girl is the leader of the second one, I guess. And her popularity sort of like went up after she hooked up with, I'm guessing, sort of like their class president. I believe that's who that dude was. And then she was telling herself that she doesn't really know why he is part of Class D, like what kind of defect that he has, that he will be putting to Class D. And then at one point they showed her talking also about Kushida and her saying clearly that she feels that Kushida hated her and she doesn't fully understand why she wants to be friends with someone that she hates. So clearly she can discern people's motives and stuff. And also when it came to Ichinose, she's like, can't really get a read on her, which is also my thing, because it's like she appears to be genuine and wanting to be friends with people and all of those things, but then you also accumulated all these amount of points, and it's like, how did you do that? So it's like it's casting some kind of that on her as well. So just seeing her like examining everyone and giving us a little look into how she's looking at these people, that was cool. And then you have that situation where Class Ruin and his people were facing Class 1A, the queen, and her people, and then the class president just dropped off in front of them, and there was some kind of stalemate thing going on until they were like, Horikita is doing something over here, and then that's where Ryuan remembered when he asked that dude like who basically foiled his plans, and then the person clearly mentioned Suzune. So when he heard that name, he's like, oh, okay, let me go check her out. So they were all there, and then she gave this speech about, yes, we have our differences, but we're Class D, and we're gonna make it to Class A and stuff. And then the guys were applauding, yay! And I'm like, yes, they were applauding, but the focus was on a couple of the boys that were during this operation that were way too happy about what she was saying. I'm like, it wasn't because of what she's saying, it's because her speech is distracting. It got people away from the bathroom and helped that dude come out of it. So I'm thinking that's why he was so like, yay, applauding way too happily. And I'm like, yeah, this episode was like, nah, not my favorite. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to see my reactions to the next episode, the link is going to be in the pinned comment. You can just click on it and you can watch it right now. I will see you next time. Bye. Tiembla porque llegó tu depredador, tú me robaste toda la ilusión, tu mente solo sabe de traición, eres la serpiente que me ve.